Thank you so much. What did you say?
Yeah, I said that you had a very good looking.
Ah, I have a very good look. Oh, thank you so much. Then it's actually the perfect beginning of the next episode because today actually it's my second episode. It's so cool. I'm so blessed that people and talents and unique brains like you and my previous guest, they say yes to give me your precious commodities, your time, attention, and care, and even compliment. It's so nice. Thank you so much. So, welcome to the new episode to Diversity is the Game Changer. And the title today is Sustainable Elegance. No, no, no. Actually, it's still, oh my God, it's so cool because this is the interview guide for my podcast, which was 2 hours ago. Anyway, now I'm in the right place. But I love with my podcast, everybody ask me, oh, Valeria, can we get questions? Can we do that and that? I said, you actually do you. The best now people can get from us, our authenticity, and they were human beings. We can forget, we can stumble, we can mix information. I have 6 languages battling in my head all the time. I forget sometimes words, but people love the energy, vibes, and actually relate in that. Oh, you and me just sit and chat. We're also human beings. It's the most important because we have so many curated with a lot of filters, masks, these kind of fake pictures on Instagram, on other social. Everybody's so perfect all the time. So it's scary. It's now but this delusional world. But yes, I started with little bit mistake. Anyway, now welcome again. So this is the title: Creativity, Identity, and the Power of Inclusive Expression. With am I pronounced correctly, Devy Man?
Yes, exactly,
Yeah.
Devy.
Wow, amazing. So welcome back, Changemakers. Today's episode is an explosion of vision, passion, and pure human artistry. I'm beyond honored to introduce my guest, a true Renaissance soul, multicultural storyteller, creative force who has spent the last at least 2 decades. You look so young, maybe more, but we say 2 decades. Using art as a bridge for peace, diversity, and human connections and consciousness. Welcome to the show, founder, manager, and president of the Unique Team NGO, promoting arts and peace through intercultural communication. Right? Award-winning director, composer, performer, coach, creator, with 18 years of experience at the heart of French Riviers and globally, of course, most iconic events. Cannes Film Festival, Cannes Lions. How do I say my them? Me them?
Midem
Me them?
is a
Monaco.
festival specialized into the music industry,
Okay.
so covering new talents and showcasing them.
Perfect, thank you.
Well,
So, master of filmmaking, video making. I don't know. I can just continue. Then we don't have time for you to speak. When this is show to actually highlight your talents. So, certified Ayurvedic healing, trained in psychology, and influent in 4 languages. Wow, your journey is so diverse. Nothing but short as extraordinary. So, welcome to this deep and soulful episode. And let's start from the very beginning because now oh my God, I made this, I've been able to read this long list, but one day everything starts with childhood, identity, and creative roots. And I would like to dive in your early age, how they shape your vision, voice, and this unstoppable drive. Could you take us to the childhood of this small guy, baby guy? Thank you. Kingdom of Little Davy. And now
good.
I'm speaking.
It's a very good question. A very good question. I always been into theater. I was very attracted by. First of all, I was really attracted by singing when I was young, and
Mm-hmm.
music has always had a huge effect on me. And the first instrument that I could naturally use to make music was my voice at the beginning. And I noticed that I had a pretty good voice, so I could probably try to do this when I will be a big boy and to be a musician or a performer or a singer. And finally, I started to learn about theater instead, and I started to do my first play. I was like, I think, 5 years old or something,
Mm-hmm.
and that was super interesting as well. And then I get back to music when I was a little older with piano sessions. And when I was 12 and etc., I learned piano, and then it was too classical for me. I love classical music. I love probably all kind of music. I'm very wide open in my tastes. But it was probably too classical. I didn't see myself having enough fun to continue. And then
Mm-hmm.
I learned how to play guitar. And then after I learned how to play bass, battery, and finally I have oriented myself into composition when I started later on around 25 to make music on computers. And it was really interesting because I could then experience all the musical bridges
Mm-hmm.
to express, because my music is a really a melting pot of style. Even if I know how to do classical, jazz, or whatever, that's not a problem. But my orientation is about mixing the styles, and I enjoyed it a lot later on. So that was for the musical part, because a lot of people knows me for directing movies, and for my art as well. But not enough about my music when it's something that is really important for me, as I'm as well composing my music for all my movies, of
Okay.
course. And I had some experiences with very important stars here in France, and very known worldwide, like MC Solar, DJ Albert de Paname, Raghunath Manet. Those are the people I've been trying to develop some music with for a long time. And now I'm more oriented towards a new album that I have almost finished to create. It's 30 songs
Wait.
entirely made on a smartphone, and really covering a wide uh, covering different styles in music, from electro to rock. It's more about electro music globally, but exploring rap, hip hop as well. So it's paying tribute to different styles, and this is what I really enjoy. Well, so the little Devy was almost an autist and an artist as well. I remember when I was young that I could easily jump into autism, because I was so much into my own world, uh,
Mm-hmm.
as the reality was not really convenient for me enough. And I was already trying to create a new world I would feel much better, and fitting much more convenient for me. So voila, I was exploring arts. I started my first canvas and paintings
Mm-hmm.
when I was, I think I started with this when I was around 10, 11 or something, and did a lot of artwork. I was experiencing. I was very interested into arts, may it
Mm-hmm.
be music, movies, or contemporary art. That has always been my environment, and I was fond of many artists. And finally, with my past later on, I was lucky enough to meet some of them.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, probably most of them. So that was a funny experience too. And at least I think I've always been motivated by searching to make my dreams come true.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe into inventing something or creating something, because I have invented some few stuff as well, like the selfie interview video when I was in competition in Cannes, when I was around 25 years old. And voila, I did many different approach of the arts in different fields, and that's the only thing I have done so far. I have not been lucky enough to find someone to create a family and have some babies, but I've been working a lot, and mainly by myself to learn what I needed to know, until today, where I'm still learning as well. The still learning, even if I'm using it a lot, the new technology of artificial intelligence, of course. As I am artistic director of the AI Film Awards, a company who is making a competition of AI movies worldwide, and we are making now we are on the go of making a ceremony in a different country almost every month.
Wow.
Where it's getting tight, and it's growing super fast, and we have a lot of interest about what we are doing, and a lot of artists that are very happy that we exist, to be able to give them awards for their sometimes incredible artwork made with AI. And in my position, it's very obvious to see that it's a new style, um, it's a new way of considering art, and like the ancient times, when farmers were cultivating their lands with traditional tools, and the first truck came on the lands to make the cultures, to help in the process of the cultures, and people were super afraid about losing their job, and
Mhm.
finally they became the people who were riding the truck, for the culture. It was big truck. So it's funny how, I mean, it's of course we can understand to be afraid that technology can take your job is like for everybody is the same fear. But at least there is always a way to use this technology to be able to find a function into society, and that is really interesting. So, what
Thank
do
you
you
so,
know?
so much. I love that really colorful, diversified story of yours. First of all, that you took us through the childhood. I'm very grateful you've been so honest and open about your being a particular child, which already then wanted to escape kind of to another reality. And I'm so glad and to hear that you could be given by God so many talents, that you've been so blessed that you could really find the way how to transform this special way of proceeding this world into such beautiful artistic creative projects which you're sharing with and impacting our society and our world and our souls, right? It starts always with childhood because we believe, oh, somehow I've been like that and I've been like that. That's why I had these tools and I start using them. But also, it's like you said, it's about being perseverant, resilient, never give up, and being open and being courageous to try new things. And of course, all that things also are very sensitive and sensible. They're tightly connected with soul values, with heart values, because you're touching other souls. It's a little bit different. Of course, it's a much impact when people invent concrete or asphalt, but what you are doing, it's so direct connection. It's how you express, like, B to B, but S to S, soul to solve. So I do appreciate very
And
much everything you are doing, because I'm also actually very sensitive, sensible, and I'm finding myself also perceiving the world through the help of creating and art, and also trying myself in different domains. That's why maybe how we also met. And I'm totally agree, because though it's just the part of my PhD research now, because everything is now touched and our single day 80% maybe managed by AI and smartphone, everything is just still the beginning of new epoch, paradigm shift, right? And of course many people are concerned and afraid, and about also ethical concerns and considerations, because AI, it's first of all based on collecting a lot of data, and data privacy, we know it's big of concern, right? So and also people are very afraid, and somebody uh, like consider or compare AI with new uh, type of weapon or something. But for me personally, I've been very interested in a more deep knowledge about AI, because I've been the moderator of the technical forum in Scandinavia. Um, Last August, it was the huge event, 5 hours, and then I was the main in charge of that. So I really needed to be in order and dive deeply in that. And it was so interesting. I had conversation with one professor, and he said, Valeria, it's not nothing new. All the time we people, we are afraid of something which unknown, and we've been through industrial revolution and all the type of invention all the time, and actually money and weapon and cars and all these things, when they are new, they everything can be a weapon, but it always depends in which hands it is, because
intention.
yeah, intention, exactly like you said, because if you even money, if and power, right, if you have in bad hands with bad intention, it's the most scary stuff thing. If it's in the hands and souls and hearts of good people, so then it's just helpful about medical. It's so much we can do with that, right? And even now I'm from Ukraine, and I'm proud Ukrainian. Look at these drones and all this information. No, I mean development, how much we can also achieve, right? And in medical also, um, care. But yeah, so thank you so much. That I know I could have been sitting and resonated with you many hours, because you're so diversified, and all those subjects, they're really really close to my heart, because I really love art and painting and history of art and music, because this is the real uniter, right? It's how we can use actually that the diversity of thoughts, the diversity of nations, generations, religions, they can speak through art, through music. We don't need to speak the same language, but we can listen to Vivaldi and we can already be so connected and aligned, right? So
It's a,
that's why my next
it's a medium of international communication, the art. And art today are giving, in some ways, more links than a religion. And without all the problems that can cause any kind of system who are limited, arts is opening the gate, is opening the way of freedom. And this is really an important topic for me. And this is, as I mentioned previously, what I was searching for when I was young. And this is why I could never stop to make art, and never stop to be attracted by new ways of exploring art, because it's giving, in some ways, the freedom that we have lost. And me, I'm very how can I say that, uh, I have this need for freedom that is totally a huge part of me. I want to be a free man, and I think art can make makes us feel free. and bring a kind of liberation uh, on many things. It's as well a therapy, as well part of history, because artists are giving a print in a social presence when they are public artists and they want to showcase their artwork, which is already something difficult, because I know a lot of artists who didn't dare since the beginning to show their art. This is
Mm-hmm.
a second process. First, you need to understand that you are an artist, and second, you need to be brave enough to show what is your art.
Exactly.
This is a second step before you have success or not. And finally, uh, this is something that you cannot really plan. It happens when it happens. And but the first intention is always something super important. And this intention, the right intention, can give you in some ways freedom. So that's fantastic. I guess you have been exploring a lot of arts too, because I think you're a model too, right, Valeria?
We can call it one of my identity. I've been unwind last 3 years, but mostly important. I'm using this platform to advocate for sustainable fashion, anti-fast fashion. So then, like you know yourself about personal growth, we are coming to that. We are actually consisting of many identities, right? So I'm also a model last year after I won the special title. Mostly problem nerd because I'm taking PhD after 2 master degree. I love really diving very deeply, and probably it was, if you ask me, it was a joke. This Cannes festival, I've been surrounded by 5 ladies. We lived together, and the first very dinner we started, they always knew, like, okay, we're in Cannes festival and what's happening and what's on, and they always know, okay, the history of Cannes festival, the prehistory of Cannes festival, all all the special like traits from the beginning, from actually Venice festival, which is started, and why moved to Cannes. They know who in this company always will be so much nerdy that she knows everything in advance. Of course, it was me. Like, I said, yes, guys, but now my lecture, before we actually attend 5 days of this craziness, let's put how actually all that began. So model, yes, one of identity, one of my, because I believe still I'm always like all ladies should be a little bit actress in myself. So I love to find the stages where I can, like, really unwind my actress's identity, but to do this with the purpose. I do really, like, no, it's for my personal growth, and if it's not aligned with my values, I always think, like, okay, what is the message I'm given by that? If it drains my energy or it's personal growth, I need to be aligned, and I need to do everything with my integrity. So I actually say mostly no to things which happen. I never on after parties. I'm the strange one. I don't do after parties, and I just do commitments which really aligned with my integrity. I'm a strange one on cancer. I'm third one. Third time, don't drink, don't do after parties. Though some sponsor were champagne, I don't do it. I can promote it brilliantly, like, but when, so yes, okay, but this is no show. No, I'm not good listener. I'm not. I'm blah blah blah. Not good listener. I'm learning that. So, but this show about you, yes. So amazing. Yes, it's the way to freedom and uniting. Yes, it's the like ultimate
But
uniting
talking
art.
about, you were talking about some notions that are really something that is a game changer for me.
Mm-hmm.
Um, you have been talking about integrity, about research, about personal growth, and all of these are notions that are coming. I think a lot of workers of the light have done a very great job those last decades, as I was part of it as well, because I've always been an artist and a healer specialized in Ayurvedic traditional medicine.
Mm-hmm.
through massages, through stone therapy, and of course music therapy as well.
Mhm.
These were my three specialities. And I don't know if you, the audience knows Ayurveda, the ancient, from 5,000 years ago, traditional medicine. And this is giving now in the we can see it like worldwide. It's a movement of people who wants to awake themselves, who wants to feel more connected to nature, who wants to explore arts even more, to be able to express themselves, and to transmit as well some notions. So we are definitely now in a moment, in a period of time of life on Earth that is going to give more space to art and creativity within some important notions that are pretty new of integrity, like people wants to explore veganism, for example. These are some notions about respecting yourself, respecting animals around, and etc. Bon, me, I'm not especially a vegan, but I understand the process and respect it. And we see a lot of people trying to create communities into nature, and to have some rituals of functionment based on for the morning, the yoga and stuff like that. And when you look at all the people who are succeeding right now in any kind of fields, they always have a kind of discipline and a way of connecting themselves to nature, and to in this crazy world where everything needs to go fast and to be consumed, to find finally a better way of living that is more conscious, more awakened, with a willing to transmit, and to give with a good intentions, great vibrations around.
I'm so grateful. You have no idea. It's like, oh my God, I really then feel I'm doing so right, because sometimes when I'm at that arenas, I'm so overwhelmed of like, all this uh, outwards, I don't know how even to say aspects, like, it's so much focus on like show off how you look, like outside world, not inner beauty. So still I try to do my meditation twice per day, journaling, breathing every single day, but still I feel like even the day number three I start like, oh my God, I need to go to my space, uh really to breathe, to have it at my pace,
So,
slow down, because yes, like you said, it's overconsumption era. It's like now this checklist of doing so continuous. It's like it's always prestigious to do all the time, 24/7. Nobody like care sometimes actually, do you really need more of that, of that? And you even don't ask yourself like consciously, why do you need that many clothes, that many makeup, that many plastic things, like, because there are a lot of answers in nature actually. And
mm.
yeah, you know what I mean. And
Well, but I think the third movement of society after industrialization. Now we are living the fourth industrial revolution with AI and some tools like that. But then I think the third movement of society after consumption is going to be creation. And I think people are going to get back to this holy role character of being the guardian of planet Earth. I mean, consciousness has been spread so much worldwide that we probably have people in charge enough aware to make a little change and become this game changer themselves, to have an impact on others and become all of us the planet changer, or at least the the people who will make this society evolve. Because I'm not sure we have been so far in the right ways. We can still see some wars in many different countries. Uh, what is it for? How is it really necessary? You know, um, we have been stuck into processes of competition, of violence, of the use of drugs to be able to keep a pressure into the work, and to be like finally slaves of the only God that does exist concretely on earth now, which is money.
Yeah.
Because people are worshiping money like gods now. And is it so essential? Do we need to have all this amount to feel good? When we have it, do we share it enough with others? I'm not sure of all of that. So finally, we will have a change in this world. It will appear, and I think it's already on the moment when we see emerging societies or even countries um, who are proposing a new way of life. I'm super proud of that. That it happens and I can see it. In the same way, I'm not really happy of what happens in terms of news that we can see into TV shows and etc. But well, it's gonna change. I think we are really now. It's the last hours of the darkness before the light is coming. That's my opinion.
Yes, amen. And I'm so, so generous all my molecules to that, you know. And in terms of game changing, for me also, it's a very big part of my advocacy for also creating more inclusive societies, and particularly for people who has neurodivergence like myself. You've been touching a little bit of maybe autism spectrum, and I'm on OCD neurodivergence pretty much sometimes. And roughly after the war broke up in Ukraine, it was some severe episodes actually. And the whole my podcast started from awareness and the wish to help people to be a role model that look at me. I'm not my Instagram. I'm not all those curated reels and pictures flawless. I'm actually suffering quite uh, deeply sometimes. And actually the whole idea of podcast came to me last fall while I've been in mental institution for my OCD. And I'm sharing it boldly, honestly, because I want to inspire other people. If even one person can listen to me today, and to you maybe, especially parents maybe who doesn't know how to deal with um, the teenagers special developments now, especially I believe very vulnerable population now are teenagers. We didn't have that much choice, and I'm so happy. Okay, I've experienced another challenges in my Soviet upbringing, yes, but it was much more clear the path, the choices. Now I look at this population, young generation, and they're bombarded all the time 24/7 with all kind of different information, what is good, what is not good. And TikTok, Instagram, all that stuff, it's not true. It's one of the tools to use, I understand, as a marketing campaign, which also we have to live in terms of our generation, but still we have to share that life behind that much deep. And it's not just one direction. It's always like that, right? So
Russian
my
Monty.
question is about diversity of thoughts, diversity of wirings in our brain, because I'm advocating that OCD, ADHD, autism, dyslexia, dyspraxia, it's not weakness, disorder, disabilities, everything which is very negative label, but it's unique, it's other order, it's just differently our brain connections have been wired, and we just perceive the world differently, which I believe make us more creative, right? So what's
I
your
think,
opinion
I think
about?
the disease, uh, I would tell you my opinion as a Ayurvedic healer about that. I think a disease is always like a kind of shield, um, a protection. Uh, when you live in a situation that is disappointing you, and as I mentioned before about creating my own world, this was the way I've chosen to express it. But some other people who probably sometimes doesn't have the skills or don't allow themselves can easily go into these kind of troubles and diseases. And as a creator of our destinies, we are creating our disease as we are creating our salvation, and we should be aware of that. We most of the time forget it, that we have this holy power in ourselves and we need to use it. Also, I think humanity now needs really, and Michael Jackson said it a long time ago, needs to heal. We need to heal this world. I think too many people are suffering,
Mm,
maybe of starvation in Africa, with young people who cannot eat what they want. And today we have so many techniques, so many ways to help all of these people, all this population. If you would really want to stop any wars and to be able to give enough to eat to everyone on this earth, it should be possible with all the money involved in everything, with all the technology involved. But the problem is that the intentions are not
there,
yet
yeah.
here to make it. And it
Mm.
will change. One day or another, it will change. Because the process and the vibrations of the earth cannot stay like this. The earth has probably a soul as well. And we have been annoying her for a long time with bombing, digging into the ground, exploring the seas, climbing to the highest mountains, and etc. And doing all of these activities will never replace the fact that one day you cannot eat your dollars. You need to have a real food to continue to survive. So, well, we'll see what happens, but we're going to do our part, you and me, of course.
Yes, absolutely. Ripple effect, and I do believe that even now we are sitting and talking about that. It's raising awareness, advocating for conscious choices, for responsibility, because it starts from every single, from you and me, right? We can uh, make these choices. We can be really role model to our close people. You are expressing in your
Well, I think we have already
powerful
made
creation.
our choice and we are already on the go and we are already working a lot for that. And
Yeah,
may this example can give motivation to others to do the same kind of actions, to follow their own path and try to defend some notions and some good intentions. We need an army of love, even more.
exactly. Yes, before wrapping up and we play a little play, I want to, of course, uh, thank you so much for all your project you've been involved in, and you are making this great impact. And could you share one specific project you would like to mention, which is your dear baby? I know there are so many of them, but maybe you're now like very close to launch something, or you have just launched the Cannes Festival, or maybe you want really people to be more attentive in the future to one special project you are working on.
Mm.
um, yeah.
But in fact, yes, it's really the project that I have where I won 11 awards this last year. Is the Three Gates of Wisdom, and it's this particular project that I've made entirely on a smartphone, an animation movie of 15 minutes with the help of AI. So I was probably one of the first to do that in the world, and I had the privilege as well to showcase it at the United Nations, where I was a speaker expert in AI into the audiovisual content for this global dialogue about AI in Geneva. And so this movie of the Three Gates of Wisdom is very important because it's really the process everyone is doing in his own life. It can touch the heart of everyone because everybody who is looking at the movie says to himself, well, where did I arrive now? The main character is crossing three gates on the path of life. On the first gate, it's written change the world. And like when we are young, we all want to change the world in some ways. And but we see that it can be difficult sometimes. You can change some few stuff, but changing everything alone is always difficult. And then came the second door that the character is crossing, the prince is crossing on the path of his destiny, which is changing the others. Of course, if you cannot change the world, the second thought is to change the others, because the others are the fault on why this world is like this. And then we see that we can try to make them evolve, but we cannot really make them change completely or totally. This is still a personal decision that belongs to the others. And finally, with the third gate, where it is written, change yourself. That that still looks like the only final opportunity to be a game changer is to change yourself. When you cannot change the world, you cannot change the other. Well, changing ourselves is as well very complicated. We can make ourselves evolve, but there's still some stuff that resist us. And we are like this, and we need to finally probably accept ourselves, accept the others, and accept the world. And this is the process and the path of the prince during this movie, written by my close friend Charles Brulart, which is who has a background in psychology and into training of adults in terms of communication. And for 10 years, I had this project of making a short movie. I didn't know how to do it. And finally, because it was super difficult to find raising money and to find the right actors. And finally, I made a complete different project that I had in mind at the beginning, and using AI with this Asian touch into the movie that I really love, because I've been used to make movies touching different kind of cultures, and this one I didn't experience it yet. So it was as well for me very interesting to dig into this kind of arts. And this project is very important for me for many reasons, not only because of the story that is super interesting and finally is a resume of everyone's story, but as well because it was a performance to make it on the smartphone. It's I'm not a beginner with that, because I've done many things with the smartphone this last decade. It happened because at the beginning, someone wanted to steal my computer, and I had nothing else than my phone, and I
Mm-hmm.
wanted to do art. So, as I was already a digital artist since a long time, like 15 years, those almost 10 years, now we can say that yes, I've been doing most of my project entirely on the smartphone. I've done few movies those last years, because I was really focusing as well on another big project that I hope one day I will be able to be the guy who helps to spread this message. And I always felt very proud of this mission, which is The Alchemist, written by my friend Paulo Coelho, one of the biggest.
Your friend
Yes, Paulo is a good
is your friend. Oh
mentor.
my.
even more than a friend, is someone that as a teacher taught me a lot of things on my past, and I was really happy to be able to have this training in his environment. I had some other trainings that were super useful on my past as well. But well, this is a project that I still keep in mind, even if it's now my first intention of making it was 15 years ago already. And who knows, probably now, if Paolo does agree one day to make it, it will be able to make a beautiful movie about this story and touch even more people. Because a book is great, but a movie is very great as well. Is probably necessary in our new societies full of technologies in every ways. Anyways, so voila, these are my current projects. Concerning the Three Gates of Wisdom, I'm going to do probably an animation movie. First of all, I'm going to now redo entirely the short movie
Mm-hmm.
because AI has evolved in 1 month and a half, and my movie 1 year later is could be already, in my eyes, be obsolete, and I want it to be really efficient and very avant-gardist, and totally fitting with now the common quality that we can that I can observe when I'm doing the competition of the AI Film Awards. I'm lucky enough to watch all the great skills of the artists around, and of course I want to rise up my level too and put it at its maximum. So I'm gonna remake the short movie, and when it's gonna be done, I would like to go to an animation movie, a longer one, and probably a video game, because I want young people to be able to discover another kind of video game that is not based on competition nor on violence. So
Mm-hmm.
there is nothing of this in the market. It's when I was talking to big producers, I remember a few years ago in TV Festival of Monte Carlo, coming from Hollywood, and people were in charge of the gestion of all the movie industry there, and they were making a speech, and there was a panel, and I just raised my hand and asked the question: is there any spiritual movies in the business? And clearly he was saying no, absolutely not. And that's a huge mistake, because if we are here today, is probably because we have not been given the right informations to the audience, and the people. I mean, there is a market for that. When you see the book of Paulo Coelho, and I mentioned this in a previous interview last week, he started to sell 4,000 books the first year. Now we are around 150 million copies worldwide, traduced in 82 languages. Well, I mean, spirituality makes sense, even in terms of economics matters. I mean, in terms of business, the sales of The Alchemist is huge, and also a book is special because when you buy a book, then you can resell it or you give it to someone, and this someone is reading it and will give it to someone as well. And then when you're selling a book, the impact, even if you sell 150 million copies worldwide, the impact on people is rising around probably 500 million. So it's not the same story at the end. Well, all of this to say that there is good things and good topics to promote. Now AI will help a lot for this, because there's no need of having a huge production with the means of a blockbuster. You don't need to have these amounts of money to make something that is really good in terms of quality. And I see it every day with these AI tools and those directors who are making incredible movies. We feel that the creativity as well is totally different. We see project that usually would never be bankable enough, and that is opening new gates. That is opening a new way, and as well, I have seen people making movies and documentaries about diseases that would as well never have any fundings to be made because it would not touch enough people. You were talking about the problem that you were suffering from, and me as well. Autism. Few people are making interesting movies about autism. It's too rare for people to understand, and all of this is going to be a huge game changer. So sorry,
The listener, and it takes me really something captivating and interesting if I really sit in like this and even don't dare to interrupt, because it's so amazing how we are all connected in this world. When I started my podcast first, so I got many times questions from my friends and guests and like Valeria, because everybody like has some dreams or goals, like, or and I've been asked all the time, what would be your dream to host in your show, like 3 person, 1 2 3. And I always said the first one, my biggest dream is Dalai Lama, and the second it's Paulo Coelho, and the third I said, I don't know. I have just these two. This is the biggest dreams ever, because I'm the hugest admirer of Paul Coelho. So many years now. I even have no idea when the first time my mom, when I lived in Ukraine, in Soviet Ukraine, presented this book for me. And I remember I was a student. I was on the second show on the train, and she gave me his book first. It was 11 minutes first, and I didn't want even move myself the whole night. I was sitting and reading. I was really, I don't know, captured there in this. I felt something magical, this connection to this person. And of course, afterward, because
sorry,
I'm a nerd, I wanted to know
I pushed
everything
the
about
wrong button.
himself,
Sorry,
his
sorry.
biography,
No, no,
why
it's
this
okay.
is
You know,
the
I
way
am still in
he's
so
expressed. And of course, it's because
positive
of
shock
his
because
deep
usually, like,
soul
I've
and
never
everything.
been
And
viewed.
then when I
I'm not.
read The Alchemist, it was, I believe, this, because I wrote all the books of him. It was my favorite, like a Bible. And it's still like a Bible. And even this night I was sitting and elaborating with my mom until 3 in the night, like, also reasons why we're living, evolving, why some people are not evolving. We have been discussing spiral dynamic. And it was interesting even that she again, couple of hours ago, just compared me with Alchemist, because she knows that this is my favorite book, and I'm so in love with Paulo Coelho, and I'm always dreaming just one day to get in touch with him. And everything is whole and Alchemist, because it's really like, Bible for me, and I'm always reminding myself about that book. Because we started our podcast and I said I'm in Norway, and how many times already tried to kind of escape from this country, and I already moved that place, but and still territorially I'm kind of back. But I'm an alchemist. I've been all around the world during last 18 years, came in exactly to the same place, but totally another person, right? Exactly. So it's so interesting. So when you're just now mentioned this, I was like, is it really happened to me? Is it? But it's also the rule of 7 shakes. Have you heard about this, that if you want to meet one person in the world, it's always the law of 7 shakes. If you actually open, you're bold enough, and if this is your dream, you never like give up. So you always meet the first person, then the second person meet another, and after 7 shake, it's actually you will reach out to this person. All over the world we're connected like that. And my friends, like, they know this is my biggest dream, and they will always joking like, Valeria, just 7 shakes, handshakes, and you always, like, when you start starting your show, you're closer and closer and closer. And when you mentioned that, I was like, really? And it was so fun because 1 month ago, probably two, you have no idea how many actually monks on Instagram, right? Buddhist monks. It was somehow coincidence, but you and me, we know we don't believe in coincidence. We know that this is the order of the law of the universe, right? So suddenly we came somehow like connected with one monks. Monk is a very, very precious soul, and I've run the podcast with him. Just like you and me here, we were praying together during the podcast, singing and everything. And now his name is Lama Tashi Norbu, and he is a very close artist and this disciple to Dalai Lama. Can you imagine? And I had no idea because he's artist as well. He's so beautiful, beautiful painter, and he's sustainable artist. He's also advocating for consciousness, and he's building now the first temple in San Francisco, but traveling all over the world. And he's picking up a lot of woods, old woods, and from these old bricks, he made sustainable, conscious Buddhas all over, like also sustainable Buddha. And when he showed me he making also the sacred tattoo and everything, he reached out to me on Instagram with Valeria because I'm always posting about consciousness a lot. That he said, I want to grant a sacred tattoo. And we started like speaking about depression, consciousness, different growth, personal growth. And while we had podcast, it was exactly the same like you now. I had no idea, but he said that, okay, all these arts in pictures, and the main mansion where Dalai Lama actually lives now, behind him is very big picture, is but by this Lama Tashi. I was like, oh my God, this is not true. Is it true? He's like, yes. So I said, you mean one day I can, it's not that I participated, this Lama means less for me than Dalai Lama. You shouldn't take it wrong now. It's not like I said, oi, I'm just using like you are a bridge or you mean less for me. It's not like that at all. It's how actually the law of goodness, I believe, spirit and people who we are aligned, we are already on the another level of awareness, right? How we connected. Actually, then the world is much closer.
Of course,
Actually.
of course.
So, okay, what
Right.
I'm saying that when you
I,
start making this movie, please,
Valeria,
you know at least one person. I can be, I don't know, whatever you want. I can help, support, be volunteer for you, even if you don't meet him. But because it's alchemist, oh my God, I can really, really be, just count on me when you want to start proceeding this project. Oh, what's your name? What's his name?
his name is Nelson. He's so happy to see me, so he wants to make his round into the forest.
Oh,
But I have another problem: is that I think I have very few battery. I think maybe
yeah. Okay. Thank you so much. I don't want.
50% of battery, so we can finish until I have no more battery. But let's be fast on what we're gonna
Yes.
say.
Let's
We
now
want
remember that
to uh,
everything.
to talk about some other topics. My dear Valeria, tell me more.
I would like to thank you so much. I'm really deeply grateful for our deep, soulful conversation. I'm very touched by your vision, world of you, and what you're doing through your advocacy. And one day I hope we can probably collaborate on one of the projects, right? We can also talk about that. And I wish you all much luck with all your projects.
With
Yeah.
of course. Where are you from originally?
I'm from Ukraine. I'm Ukrainian, but I live in Norway, but traveling quite a lot worldwide, and invited also to play in the first movie actually in Hollywood. It was also through the podcast, also in consciousness. So I'm like you, I'm very diversified person. So I'm sure we can find the arenas how to make ripple effect even more.
But why not starting with the AI Film Awards in Norway? We have nobody there who has
Oh, okay. Let's
us
talk
for
about
this
that.
country, and
Yes, let's
but
talk
we are
about.
still in the process of many different countries now. We have a lot on the go in Bali, Hong Kong, Brazil, Sicilian, England.
Where can I get some information in my audience as well? Because I can
We
also.
are, once nothing is totally settled, we don't promote it yet. So
Mhm.
for the moment, when the festival in the country is under contract, then we communicate immediately on it. But of course, you can check AI Film Awards, and the website is filmawards.ai, where you will have the informations about what we do, and you will be able to experience some AI movies and check what's going on. And of course, most of the majority of people don't know how AI has been now so relevant and so crazy that you cannot even make a difference in between a real conversation. I could be AI, by the way. We could
Yes, exactly. You could be. I know that.
do AI characters, and nobody will notice in some ways. And
Perfect. Let begin with that. We can
but
make
we are real. We have a real heart and a real soul.
voice in Scandinavia, and also I'm perfectly public speaker and host, so you can always
Yeah,
also involve me if you need to host any events or participate as Dorian or something. So let's now we know each other. I'm so grateful and very blessed that we get connected. So I'm sure just the beginning. So I would like to thank you again before your battery is totally out. And until next time, I have also my dog. Oh, I also love, oh my God, this is my therapy, my meditation. I have the Dachshund, I have Chanel. Okay, thank you so much, Devi.
thank you
Please
so much.
stay in touch.
We
Yes,
keep in
okay,
touch.
I don't
We're gonna
want
talk
to.
about that very soon. All right.
Okay, yes.
Thank you so much for this interview and for your amazing questions and for being such a wonderful human.
Thank you
You're a
so,
great
so
expert.
much. Likewise, I'm blessed. God loves me and send me best angel, best gifts, people and souls like you. Thank you from my heart. It's true.
Thanks to you.
Thank
Thanks.
you.
Bye.
Really. Bye bye. Have a nice day.